Welcome, guys. This is a bit more of a casual episode, mostly because I think not many people bother listening to these, where we do the plan.
Yeah. We're gonna be chatting about things that are coming up in February, or for the Rumbles, March.
Yeah, we've got 5 Rumbles to do today, because March has got 5 Sundays for some reason.
Ah, yes.
So it's one of those months.
Yep. The good old 5-week month that all the everybody that's on monthly pay moans about, whereas everybody that's on fortnightly pay just doesn't give a shit, because fortnights are fortnights.
I get paid once every 4 weeks, so it's like the 5-week month. It's like, cool, I get paid twice that month, and it now means I get paid at the end of the month instead of the beginning of the month. Fun.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it doesn't actually make a functional difference to me.
No.
But yeah, we've got 4 reviews, 4 retros, and 5 Rumbles to plan. That being said, we should probably start with the reviews. Rick, we're doing a themed month. Do you want to say what the theme is and why we chose it?
Yeah, we're doing detectives because I brought up Columbo at one point, and also one of the shows that got bumped from last month turns out to also fit the theme. So we decided, okay, let's assemble this now.
Absolutely. So we got 4 reviews to pick. Rick already mentioned that. We're going to be doing Columbo. We don't know what episode of Columbo. Probably not the first one.
Yeah. Like you've watched more of Columbo than I have. I have watched basically just Columbo ragging on Light Yagami.
I want to point out I've watched like 11 episodes, so I'm not the most well versed in Columbo. I just love how much of this bumblefucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the bit from Frankie Boyle going, "What caused the recession? It was the banks. They showed you it doing it. It's like Columbo when I was watching it when I was wee, and they show you who does it at the beginning, and then halfway through my grandma's goes, I wonder if he does it."
Oh god. I mean, when it comes to Columbo, I remember a box set of 2 episodes on VHS was a prize for Blockbusters once on XFM, and Ricky Gervais, who I don't give much praise to because, again, one of those people who's a bit of a knob, just goes, "Who wants Columbo as a prize? Go turn on BBC 2 now, it's on." It's very funny. Granted, this was 20 odd years ago, so probably would have been true back then.
Yeah. So we got the Columbo, an episode of Columbo, and the Lupin show.
Correct. So that would have to be the first episode because it's an actual an actual series. You have to watch it in order. Columbo, you can stick any old fucking episode on.
Yeah. I brought up the idea of maybe doing Vera.
I don't want to do Vera. I'm not poo-pooing it, but I think there's better ones.
It's okay. I've got 2 more suggestions, both of which are kind of fantasy themed. So there is Grimm and the Dresden Files.
Grimm, that was that was something that showed up on Dave it wasn't Dave. It was on one of those fucking shows well after the fact. It's the Brothers Grimm, but it turns out the fairy tales are real, right?
Yeah, it's from 2011.
Yeah, that did tickle me a little bit interest-wise when it first came out, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Dresden Files, I'm gonna assume that's like the X-Files.
It's a detective who has a little bit of wizardry. But it's like a supernatural world as well, so I've got a link to watch it anyway, so I'll send that to you, and if we can watch it through that link, it's a legal Plex.tv link.
How will we watch Grimm if we do that?
I know it's available on Now TV.
Okay.
So we can asterisk both of these. Do you have any more?
Right, I've got something options that I do absolutely want to do.
Okay.
And I will push for, and it's Sherlock Holmes: The House of Fear.
Okay.
So this is I want to say it's the first TV version of Sherlock Holmes. This came out in 1945.
Okay.
It's not the very first Sherlock Holmes, but it's the same actors from the first Sherlock Holmes. It's just part of the same serial. It's in black and white, and it's on YouTube because it's from 1945. That being said, the reason why I want to do this is because it was a nightmare to track it down, in the sense that I have vague memories of this because I watched it with my dad.
Right, okay.
And I was like, I remember it being really good. A really good detective story, which should be a given. It's Sherlock fucking Holmes. But the only thing I remembered was there being oranges involved. And so I typed in Sherlock Holmes orange mystery, and it turns out there's been like 5 Sherlock Holmes stories that involve oranges. So I had to fucking narrow it down from 5 to this one.
Oh man, Arthur Conan Doyle really wanted an orange one day.
Well, here's the thing: is I had it in my head that the story involved orange peels, but it turns out it involved orange pips.
Orange pips, okay. Just eat the damn orange.
So that's the one I'm really pushing for is Sherlock Holmes: House of Fear.
I'm happy with that. So Columbo, Lupin, Sherlock Holmes, and a Schrodinger's of Dresden Files and Grimm.
Can do. The other suggestions I had were all modern-ish version things like Poirot, Agatha Christie, Life on Mars, Father Brown. I say modern. Life on Mars was from like the 90s.
Yeah, man, I don't mind Life on Mars. We can try that if you want.
Sure. I've never watched an episode, but I remember my dad liking it.
Yeah, like I've also never watched it, so we can pop that in as a Phantom Fifth.
A Phantom Fifth, in case we decide not to do Grimm or Dresden.
Yeah, in case we decide not to do the two that.
We can bump Lupin. I don't mind bumping Lupin.
Yeah, sure. We'll see.
Well, because Lupin is weird because it's not really detect. Well, it's the thing. It's like
Yeah,
Grimm and Dresden
like,
Files.
yeah.
I also Dresden Files. You say is an actual detective, but with magic. Grimm doesn't sound detective-y. You know, it feels like detective adjacent.
Yeah. Like mystery rather than detective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you change your hair so infrequently that you could go around in the mystery machine.
What?
Oh, it's something that I read earlier this week and it really tickled me.
But what a nonsensical statement!
You've had the same hairstyle for 20 years. You might as well be part of Scooby-Doo at this point.
Oh, fucking hell. So, if we bump Lupin, and we'll do Lupin eventually. It's French, no one cares. So instead, we'll do episode of Columbo, Sherlock Holmes: The House of Fear, Life on Mars. We're not sure, but either Dresden Files or Grimm, depending on what's easier for us to access.
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. Are you writing this down?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's the 4 reviews. Let's do the 4 retros, shall we? I've got 4 ideas, of course, but I'm eager to hear yours first.
Did we do... it feels like a while ago that we did it for the last Dragon Age one. So are we due Denerim and Ashes?
We did a Dragon Age literally like 2-3 weeks ago. That being said, I do also have Dragon Age Urn of Sacred Ashes on my suggestions for retros.
Yeah, Denerim and Ashes. Yeah, sure, why not? Like, it's there's little enough of it that it's not going to drag as long as
Age Tower.
Yeah. So we'll do Denerim and Ashes. Cool.
Yeah.
And that's the only thought that I had in my head empty brain inside.
Cool. Well, I've got a great suggestion for fantasy booking.
Okay.
Because we don't know anything about it, but we know it's finally coming out. The Switch 2.
Okay. Ah, yes, the Switch 2.
Fantasy booking. So I guess, what wave of games do you want to come out with it? What would you actually do? Based on what limited information we have, which is effectively a picture.
Yeah, we have a picture and we have one game that appears to be the next Mario Kart that may or may not just be Mario Kart 8 with 24 players.
If it's Mario Kart 8 with 24 players, I will be fucking annoyed because it's been 17 years since the last Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I exaggerate, but I'm not by much. Like, the original Mario Kart 8 was Wii U, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I have it on Wii U. I have that game twice. I didn't want to buy it again on the Switch because I already had it on Wii U, and I was like, oh, bastard. Oh well. But yeah, okay. Fantasy booking of Switch 2. Cool. Thumbs up.
Awesome. Just give me a sec. I'm looking up the release date. 2014. It's 10 years old.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Fuck you, Nintendo.
Yeah.
This comes off the heels, by the way, where they released that tweet saying, "It's come to our attention that people are emulating Wii U servers. Please do not do this as it opens you up to risk." Which I recall sharing that and saying, they're not wrong. However, that's not why they're sharing this.
Yep.
Bastards.
Yes, they want people to... Basically, they want to be in control of when people can no longer do their things anymore. Right, yeah. Do you want to use all the characters that you bought for Super Smash Brothers for Wii U? Well, tough shit. Go buy them all again on the Switch.
Nintendo's never gonna fucking change their ways, but boy, do I wish they did.
Yeah.
Like, and stop asking them to release their games on more than their first-party hardware. That's one of the only reasons they're still in business.
Oh yeah, totally. Like the fact that they have their walled garden and that they can generally protect it is like the only thing keeping them in the game.
Yeah. Although somehow Sega's still alive, so you know.
Okay, but Sega started releasing their stuff after they pulled out of the console race.
Is that how it worked? Okay, I wasn't on the pulse when Sega stopped making consoles.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it was pretty quick as well. Like, so they went from like Dreamcast for 2 years to like, shit, we're pulling out, and then instead of the third 3D Sonic game being on the Dreamcast, it was on everything else instead.
Yeah, shit. No one bought Dreamcast except for all the weirdos in the UK. We need to leave.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah. By the time when did the Dreamcast? When did Sega die as a console maker?
Like 2002.
2002. Yeah. So I was firmly in the Sony camp by then.
Yeah. Like the PS2 was like released already. Some people, mostly me, blame the Sony bullshit hype train for the death of the Dreamcast, where they were saying, "Oh yeah, you'll be able to create Toy Story level movies in real time with the PS2," and people were like, "Okay, cool. Let's just not buy the Dreamcast then."
I don't think that's true.
They did say that.
No, I'm not saying they didn't say that. I'm saying I don't think that made people go, "Oh, fuck the Dreamcast." Then I think people went, "Fuck the Dreamcast," because the Dreamcast wasn't very good.
I mean, it was good. It's just that
I want to put a big asterisk right here. Rick's saying it was good because he's a massive Sega fanboy.
Yeah.
He's the guy you'd argue with when it comes to Nintendo versus Sega arguments.
Yeah, apart from the fact that I'm very aware that the SNES was way better than the Mega Drive. Oh boy.
Oh, I remember there's a podcast I listened to. It used to be called the Super Best Friend Cast. Nowadays it's called Castle Super Beast. But they had a massive argument over the Game Boy, whether or not it was good or bad. And it's like, it wasn't good, but it was a necessary piece of equipment, is basically what most of them settled on, apart from that one person who wouldn't shut the fuck up about the Game Boy being good. And one of the other people was like, I didn't have a Game Boy, I had a Game Gear, it had colour. And then it's just like, fucking, you go play in the corner playing your Game Gear. He just goes, I don't want the fucking Game Gear, I'm just saying the Game Boy's a piece of shit. It's like Sega versus the
Game Gear.
How many batteries did it need? Because they seem to think it needed 6.
It needed 6.
Jeez.
Yeah, it needed 6 AA's. So you needed 2 packs of 4 to run it, and it ran out in about an hour and a half.
Oh, what a bad idea for a handheld.
Because it was like really early on, like little LEDs.
Jeez. Well, yeah, but again, the fact that it had a colour screen meant that, that's advanced tech back in the day.
Yeah. Like, this is when, like, every other colour screen at the time was like a CRT.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with you. I'm on your side for this one.
Yeah, I remember borrowing my cousin's one when I was ill one time, and, like, I was like, oh, man, this is so cool. Let's play columns where you can barely distinguish the shape of things because of how, like, you can count the pixels. And
Dr. Mario.
I got my own. Yeah. No.
Man,
actually, it pretty much was. That's exactly the thing, though. Like, it was pretty much exactly the same game as Dr. Mario.
Yeah, but Dr. Mario had Mario.
Yeah, and those two song tracks that you remember.
They were not Tetris.
No.
I remember my mind being blown away when Tetris had other music. Like,
oh yeah.
Booting up Tetris on the Game Boy and being like, you've got track A, track B, or track C, and you're like, track C.
Yeah. What is this track C?
And you'd always go back to track A because it's the only one worth a damn.
Yeah. Sometimes track B for a bit of nostalgia, but yeah, you can just go back to track A.
Man, I might shit on Nintendo, but boy, does it make you fucking go down a hole of just memories.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But yeah, your third choice.
I guess it is just up to me. I could hold the podcast to ransom.
You totally can. We want to talk about Nintendo for another hour.
I mean, let's be honest, Rick. We're gonna do that when we do the Switch 2 conversation.
Yeah, totally, absolutely.
I thought it's been a while since we've done a tier list.
All right.
So, Monster Fucker tier list.
Okay. Do you have a tier list of this in mind?
So I looked up Monster Girls on Tier List Maker, and a lot of them were like ranking the Monster Girls from Monster Girl Encyclopedia, and then it was like 233 options, and I was like, fuck off. I've read a big chunk of Monster Girl Encyclopedia, and a lot of them are just the same, because you've got like distinctions between Orc, Hobgoblin, Goblin, and it's just the same fucking drawing but a different colour.
Yeah. So a bit like the ones where they do the on Monster Musume at the end of the episode, where they show the data sheet of other variants of this species. Like
not even that advanced, my dude. I'm thinking Disgaea with the different palette swaps for literally the fucking monster creatures. That's the level we're talking about.
Yeah, so you got Mage Knight, or Very Mage Knight, or Mage Captain, or Very Mage Captain on Space Knight.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, nah, that's too many entries anyway. But I did find a very small tier list that had like 29, and I'm like, yeah, we could do that. We might find a better one, but I've got one just pigeonholed and bookmarked in case we can't find a better one.
Yeah, that's about the length of a Dark Souls boss tier list. Yeah, I'm happy with that. TL Monster Fucker, there we go. That's on there.
It's not called Monster Fucker, it's just called Ranking Monster Girls, but we're ranking them based on fuckability. It's been a while since we did a tier list, and also even longer since we did an After Dark.
Yeah, true in both counts, yes. Our first After Dark of the year.
God damn, yeah, After Dark's kind of taken a tumble after after we finished the Pokedex.
Yeah, the Pokedex and the monster manuals.
Yeah. Well, we did the monster manual ages ago, and then we tried to do Volos, and it's like, oh, Volos doesn't really work.
Yeah, there's like a third of a book, and the rest of it is like, oh, player options and variants of things that you've already done.
Even the fucking third of the book that is monster manual entries, it's like half of those were just variants of what's in the book already.
Yeah, like, this is a zombie dragon. This is how dragons be zombies.
Oh, god damn. Yeah, who wants to... I understand the want to fuck a dragon. I do not understand the want to fuck a zombie dragon.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But yes, the final entry I've got is... we've got two options. We can fall back on trying to do the grab bag free PS1 era games, so not PS1 exclusive, but we need to find games from that sort of generation which we both played, so we can have a bit of a talk, and basically 3 mini retros in one. Alternatively, we can try and think of a top 5 right now.
I'm just typing this out. Grab Bag Games 97 to 03.
I'm glad you got the date.
I know that kind of idea though. Like, so it's 97 to 03 kind of, maybe 02, but like that's just going to be. And we're trying for things that are not just immediately recognizable and well known, like FF9.
Oh yeah, but we've done FF9 and FF7. We've done FF.
Can we think of a top 5 off the top of our head?
It's a loud
we've done
silence.
like general like snack tier list, so like doing a top 5 of chocolate is not going to go well, is it?
Nah, it's got to be something a bit more fun than just listing chocolate you like. What are we, Game Grumps?
I like the episode where they talk about it for a long time.
To be fair, the dessert tier list that Aaron and Danny did was very funny. Mostly because Aaron was drunk and arguing over everything. Like Danny even pointed out in the episode where he said something along the lines of, "Man, I wasn't expecting you to get so defensive over like waffles," and Aaron's like, "I'm drunk."
Top 5 streamers?
The problem is your list will be entirely VTubers, and I don't watch streams.
Sure.
We can't have Pirate Software because it turns out he sucks.
Just like top 5 YouTubers in general, I guess. But like,
all mine ones are dead. Alright, not literally dead, but their channels are dead and no one's gonna care.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's my suggestion. So yeah, Grab Bag Games 97 to 02.
I don't like new things. All these new YouTubers suck. Why can't things be the same as 20 years ago? Says the boomer. For real, I just watch less YouTube nowadays because I'm not part of the scene.
True. I quite often just have it on in the background. Even when I'm playing gacha games, I've got like the YouTube app and I can just like make a little mini screen while I'm pissing about on gachas.
That's a depressing fucking thing to say.
Well, there's only so much Pokemon Infinite Fusion you can play when you're in bed.
You have a Steam Deck.
I do.
You can play Dragon Age.
I couldn't find it last night.
How'd you lose a Steam Deck?
Turns out it's on top of my PC.
What a great place to put it.
I know, right? It's like blocking 5% of one of the vents.
I was going to say, like, that can't be good.
Yeah, it's fine. It's coming off. Like, I can't remember. Why did I even have it here? Oh, yeah, because I was waiting for a D&D game to start and I was just pissing about on Dragon Age.
We truly do live in a modern age.
Yeah. I brought my portable computer to my big computer so I could do the portable thing and then just press the power button when it was time to to do things on the big computer.
I'm probably never... Well, not even probably not. I'm going to say, unless it becomes, like, super cheap, which I don't think it will, I'm never going to get a Steam Deck. When you showed me your Steam Deck in action, I'm like, fuck me, my dude, that is so loud.
Oh, yeah. When it's playing something that needs ventilation, it really whirs up. When it's playing something really easy, like Holocure, it's fine.
I'd be really concerned. Look, bear in mind, for context, guys, he was playing Elden Ring when I was watching him play with it, so it's not a little game. But if it was that loud when you played Holocure, fuck me, that'd be bad.
Oh, no. Yeah, Elden Ring and Baldur's Gate 3 are kind of like the top end of what it can do.
That's a pretty good top end, though.
Impressive, yes.
If you tried that...
At,
go on, sorry.
Lower settings, like the fact that the screen is smaller means that you can max out the quality of the screen and still like do pretty well.
I was just gonna say, like, if you try and play either of those games on the Switch would die.
Yeah. Man, imagining like not Elden Ring. Well, yeah, maybe even Elden Ring. But I was gonna say, imagining Baldur's Gate 3 as a Switch 2 launch title, that'd be pretty fun.
I mean, it would make Larian and Nintendo a bunch of money.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it, but
oh fuck no, God no.
I've already got it portable. My entire first 2 playthroughs were portable.
Yeah, no, when I buy the Switch 2, and I will buy the Switch 2, I'm not even going to kid myself, it will just be for Nintendo games.
Yeah. Nintendo games, and for me, I also pick games where, like, for fucking Dark Souls 1 Remastered, I already had Dark Souls 1 on the PC in terms of, like, they prepared the die edition, so having it be able to be portable was, like, a pull factor for me, so that's why I got it on the Switch, and then everyone else got it on Switch as well, so yay, cool. And then we played, like, twice.
Me and you almost did a whole playthrough on it.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, the third guy we had dropped out because he's a bitch, but whatever.
Should I cut that? Do Seath.
Should I cut that? I don't know if that's okay.
Yeah, maybe. Our third guy didn't want to do Seath alone, so...
He didn't even have to do Seath alone, he just had to do the fucking crystal bit alone.
Yeah, that's the worst bit, though. It's like the worst bit of the game. Like, I think that's worse than Izalith.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like, remember that one where there's 2 bits that are equal angles, and one bit is safe, and the other bit just sends you to death?
Here's the thing, I never fucked up in the crystal case, but I did fuck up in Izalith, so you might be talking to the wrong person.
Okay.
I think this is entirely subjective, is my point.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's that. On to Rumbles. I think last month was Pokemon, so next month should be Digimon again, so Digimon Mega.
I also wrote that down.
Yep.
And that will be us pretty much wrapping up Digimon, unless we want to do, like, a special class for armor evolutions, but I don't think it's worth it, because there's only, like, 7.
Yeah, there's only, like, 7, and there's, like, one clear winner, and it's the one that's essentially an ultimate rather than a champion.
I mean, there's like 3 or 4 that are ultimate levels, but I get your point.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's the freaking golden X-Vidramon or whatever.
Magdamon is actually a special case because that one gets put on the same status as, like, the 11 Knights or whatever the bullshit thing they're called.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Like, Vmon gets 2 representations on that fucking classification. It's bollocks. But yeah, Digimon Mega. You might actually win that one because Mega is such a broader field and everything's kind of just strong at that rank.
Yeah, I'm not picking Malomyotismon again.
Oh, Venom Myotismon.
Oh, yeah, Venom Myotismon, because Malomyotismon was the Season 2 one. Yeah, Venom Myotismon.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not picking him again, because he gets rinsed by a single Mega anyway, doesn't he?
Well, so does everything if it's against the protagonist.
Yeah. Well, okay, not everything gets rinsed by a single Mega when it's against the heroes. Sometimes they have to team up, and sometimes they even have to make Omnimon.
Or, depending on what year you're in, Omegamon.
Yeah.
I fucking hate the fact that the names got all fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Imperial Dramon Fighter Mode.
That's a real one, though. That one never changed. Anyway,
yeah.
Have you got any other ideas for Rumbles?
Top of my head, I didn't. So let's hear what you had.
All right. Seeing as the theme of February is going to be detective shit, I've got detectives.
Cool. Sure. Why not?
Yeah. I think for the caveat for the detective Rumble should be that they are racing to solve the same crime rather than actually fighting each other. Because otherwise, you just pick whoever's better with a gun.
To solve a crime. Attacker to solve a crime. I can't even write race correctly. Race.
Rick doesn't see race, he sees Tucker.
Yeah. It ended up as Tucker to solve a rhyme.
Rick, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm having a stronk apparently. Yeah, so Digimon Detective.
I've got written down platforming game protagonist.
Okay. Do you mean like?
I mean like Crash Bandicoot, Mario, etc.
Yeah, like game company mascots, but yeah. Okay, so
like anything that's a platformer. If there's shooting elements, I'm gonna say probably veto them.
Yeah, so platformer kind of mascotty protagonist.
Yeah, like I'm thinking of excluding characters like Mega Man and Samus.
Sure.
Just by saying that, do you get the sort of vibe I'm going for with this category?
Yeah, so like Mario doesn't have the Fire Flower.
I think he can have the Fire Flower, that's fine, because like Crash Bandicoot has the Spin Dash.
Yeah, but he's still there.
Okay, but Crash Bandicoot is almost... Well, but Crash Bandicoot can realistically avoid a Fire Flower shot, whereas I don't think Crash Bandicoot can realistically avoid... Because a Fire Flower is you can only shoot forward, whereas Mega Man you can shoot wherever the fuck you're aiming.
Yeah, so projectiles limited to Fire Flower.
But basically, within reason. Just by saying Mario's okay with his Fire Flower, it gives you an idea of what not to include, right?
Yeah, it's limited to the Fire Flower kind of level and not just like... So, like, if you could have Mega Man if he had one of those things where you, like, drop a razor blade on the ground and it just goes forward. Because any platformer can just jump over it.
I suppose, but even then...
Like, I'm not picking Mega Man. It's fine.
So why bring it up?
Yeah, but like, if that was his only weapon, then maybe that'd be okay. But like, yeah.
Yeah, but then that's putting too many restrictions on one character in particular, you know?
Yeah.
The reason why I say Mario's okay as well is okay, modern Mario, no, old school classic Mario, where when you press the fire flower button, you can only fire 2.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm thinking of. Because I forget in most
And it was also the run button.
Yeah, so I haven't played a modern Mario game. The most modern Mario game I played was like the DS one.
Oh, totally. Same. Yeah.
So to me, when you have the fire flower, you can fire 2 fires before you have to wait for those 2 to despawn. Whereas I think in modern Marios, you can just spam the fire button and he'll just keep firing. So, yeah.
Okay, so that's 3 out of 5.
Berserker.
So
I originally had this written down as Viking, and then I'm like, shit, I can't actually think of that many Vikings. Berserker, though, there's tons of those.
Yeah. Okay, so this is basically going to be very similar to the axe category for a lot of us.
Probably, yeah. Like, I think the caveat has to, like, yeah, Kratos would fit Berserker perfectly. He's got a Berserker rage move. Hector wouldn't.
No, totally.
So it's one of those where, yeah, I think there's some crossover, but not as much as you think there might be.
Berserker brackets has to rage.
Well, it has to do the thing that makes them a Berserker, is what you're putting there.
Yeah. I would like to rage.
And the last one I got written down is just Quick Draw.
Quick Draw. Okay, so Quick Draw Gunslinger.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, you pick, I don't know, Boba Fett. In this contest, it will be based solely on their Quick Draw with a pistol or pistol equivalent. You can't have them bring out their fucking rifle.
Sure. Yeah, so, Cad Bane would probably beat Boba Fett based on the fact that he already has, and that's why he's got a dent.
I don't think there's many people in the Star Wars universe who can't be beaten by Cad Bane in a Quick Draw. Like, he beat Hunter, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Happy with those 4, 8, 13.
Alrighty, so for the benefit of the audience, at the end of our planning wrap-up, do you want to go through what reviews, retros, and rumbles we'll be doing for them in the month of February, and in the case of the rumbles, March?
Okie dokie. So for the reviews, we have Detective Month of Columbo, Maybe the Lupin Show, Sherlock Holmes' House of Fear, a Schrodinger's of Dresden Files and Grimm, and Life on Mars that might bump Lupin.
Oh, we'll bump Lupin, because Lupin's like an hour long and a proper start of a series.
Sure.
Whereas Life on Mars, I think, is only like 40 minutes, and also it's Life on Mars, who gives a fuck?
For the retros, we have Denerim and the Urn of Sacred Ashes, the fantasy booking of the Nintendo Switch 2, the tier list of Monster Fucking, and the grab bag get of unpopular games or underrated games from 1997 to 2002 era.
Like, I think the level of popularity we can go with is probably the highest would be like Hogs of War.
Like literally Hogs of War was going to be one of my picks.
Well, there we go. That would be one of the grab bag will be Hogs of War, because we've both done that.
Hogs of War plus 2 others. And the 5 rumbles are Digimon Mega Level, a detective racing to solve a crime, a kind of mascotty platformer, a berserker, and the quick draw gunslinger.
Absolutely. Just a reminder for everybody, we're currently keeping score on the rumbles, so there's actually a stake. Should we have it like at the end of the year, whoever loses has to do a forfeit? That forfeit could be something as simple like fucking buy a bar of chocolate for the winner.
Could be. Like, I mean, as long as you're not like having to tar and feather yourself and sing naked at the town.
A little forfeit, not like fucking you gotta get a tattoo saying I lost 2025 or whatever. Which would be a way worse crime to inflict upon you than onto me.
Yeah, because it would be my very first.
The only tattoo you get is virginity. To say, I'm a loser. Loser!
Le who the hair. Oh man, forfeit being like a like your birthday week where it's we're doing this, fuck you, but without.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's what we're doing. Right, okay, here's what we're doing. We're announcing it here now. Is whoever wins the Rumble, the overall Rumble prize at the end of the year gets to pick the very first review of 2026.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, there we are. That's in stone.
Yeah, no vetoing. But obviously don't pick something like fucking Bible Black.
Oh, no. Something that would probably get vetoed based on someone's proclivities. Yeah.
Like, for example, if you really want to see the Benedict Cucumber version of Sherlock Holmes, you can use that, and I'd be like, fuck!
Yep. Yeah, happy enough with that. I like that.
Alrighty, cool. You sent me a private message. Oh, I thought the private message was going to be 2026, bitch.
No. It was the list that I've just read out.
Awesome. So, yeah, that does it for the planning for the month of February. Join us probably in like 4 or 5 days, where you'll be able to see the first review of February.
Yes, join us in February for more February.
You're dangerously close to turning into the fucking football.
Watch the football. The football is on forever. It will never be decided who has finally won the football.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.